How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to highlight the August 2023 Canmore Real Estate Market. So let's get into it. Okay, so now we're going to talk about August 2023 and what happened in the Canmore Real Estate Market. Sold listings, we had 50 of them. New listings, we had a total of 65. The average list price was coming in at $952,755. The average sale price was $968,367, and the average percent of selling price to list price was around 101%. The average days on market to sale were at 36 days, and our monthly inventory for active inventory as of today is 112, and our month supply of inventory is 2.82 months supply. Do you want to talk about year to date?
Yeah, so let's just talk about year to date. That's obviously August 2023. Year to date, in 2022, we had 421 sold, and this year to date, we have 342. New listings, 592. This year, 466. Average list price is $965,000. Average list price this year is $1,012,000, so we are seeing a little bit of about a 5% increase there. The average sale price is about $970,000 in 2022 year to date. This year, year to date is $1.001 million. So again, an increase this year of about 4%, 3.5%. The average days on market about 30 in 2022, and in 2023 we're about 38. So things are taking a little bit longer to sell. Month inventory, which Parker talked about that for 2020 for August. This year, in 2022 we had 147. This year 112. So we are down in inventory, which I think is keeping prices kind of level. Month supply 2.33 in 2022 year to date, and 2.82. So we are up 21% in month supply. So.
Yeah, and I think those are kind of the key things that we've seen. Obviously, our sold listings are down, our new listings are down, but we are seeing the increase still in list price year to date, and as well as sale price.
Yeah, so I mean, we have less inventory, and we are selling less, but prices are still remaining solid
and increasing. Just at a slower rate.
Yeah. We're not decreasing.
No,
right?
We're not.
Which is really good for buyers and sellers alike in the Canmore market.
But then keep in mind too, on this data, we did have 14 sales and new listings
pre-sales.
Pre-sales of short-term rentals, hotel condos specific. So do keep that in mind. Do we want to jump into specific property types now?
Yeah, I think that would be good just on those pre-sales too. So I mean, if you look at 2023, we had 50. And in 2022 we had 36 in August. So there's the 14.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's basically the exact same. So
So
do you want to start maybe?
Sure. So we'll start with hotel condos. Give you guys a breakdown on what happened on those. For units sold, we had 23. The average sale price of those hotel condos was $691,000. The average days on the market were 16, and the average sold to ask ratio on those was about 104%.
Okay, and townhouses, 12 units sold in August for an average sale price of $1,060,000. Days on the market was 55. The average sold to ask ratio was 98.40.
Apartment units, we had 6 sales for an average sale price of $630,000. The average days on the market for those apartments was coming in at 55 days, and the average sold to ask ratio was just over 96%.
And we get into single family. So we had 4 single families sell for an average sale price of 2.6, which I think there was a couple of big ones we saw in there, right? 55 days on the market again. 61 days on the market. The average sold to ask ratio was 95.65%.
Now, tourist home, 4 sales for an average sale price about $1,005,000. The average days on the market were 39, and the average sold to ask ratio was just shy of 103%.
And finally, our half duplexes, there was one that sold for 1.59, almost 1.6 million, 46 days on the market, and 98% sold to ask ratio. So, I mean, again, we were sitting here talking before we got on the analysis here, and what do we say? What do we talk about?
Yeah.
And I think the market has kind of been, like we've said for the last few months, kind of flat.
Yeah.
We talked about interest rates going up last month. Not sure what's going to happen. I mean, obviously that's tied to inflation, so who knows what the government will do there. But I think we're still seeing a really strong market in Canmore.
Yep.
Maybe not as many listings as we'd like.
Yeah.
But if we were to get more listings, I'm not sure what that would do with the prices.
Yeah. It'd be really interesting. I think they would probably be affected maybe ever so slightly. But at the same time, the demand is there. Like, we have buyers that are, ready to go and have been for a couple months, and they're just waiting for maybe the right property.
Yeah.
Right? So it's super interesting to see what happens. I mean, September statistically, we usually see some more turnover. The supply comes up, the demand meets it. So it's usually a busier month for real estate before we move into the end of the year. But so it will be interesting. I mean, we did see a handful of new listings on tour this week.
Yeah, there was a lot there.
So some nice properties that are coming to the market here soon as well. So
I think that what has been not alarming to me, maybe impressing to me, is the confidence in our clients in the market right now.
yeah,
Because, the world news would suggest
otherwise.
Yeah. And yet Canmore has seemed to remain really solid. And you can see that in the percentages and the numbers. Things take a little longer to sell, but they're still selling for more than ask or right about ask.
Yeah.
And so there's lots of stability in that market.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that in our clients. I mean, we were just talking about how, this last 2 or 3 weeks has been pretty busy for us.
Yeah.
And the confidence that the clients are seeing and coming to us with has sure put a different perspective on what the world market is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then we're having the clients too where, and one thing that Kevin and we really like to focus on is just being completely transparent, open, honest, build relationships with our clientele. Is we have some people who come in, they're familiar with some other markets like Vancouver and Toronto and these other areas that are being affected a little bit more by what's happening in the world with interest rates and so on and so forth. But Canmore, there's not any deals that's happening.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm saying it every single day to people. It doesn't exist.
No.
And it's not that we wish there were deals for you. We really do, but they're just not out there. And so it's important to connect with us so that we can help educate you on what the market is doing, so that you have confidence when you're buying or you're selling. And that doesn't mean that people aren't getting things under ask, because there's still sellers that are chasing the market a little bit. But there's not really any deals to be had in this market right now, partly because we have low inventory, but Canmore's a niche. We haven't seen that in a long time. So it's important to just let us educate you, because we're professionals. We know what we're doing. We have the data and the statistics to back it. And we just want to help you accomplish your real estate goals. That's all we care about.
Yeah. And, just back to your point, talking about, educating people.
Yeah.
We had a client that we just helped purchase or make an offer on a place that in the offer, they went back to our videos going, well, you guys are telling us that things are selling for, this much percentage of, and so we were able to use it and accomplish what we were telling them. So provided things are priced properly, the numbers work.
And things luckily have been staying pretty consistent for the last couple months. Sometimes we do see some more change, but for the most part, we're just pretty steady.
Yeah, we're just pretty steady. I mean, we will have, I think, a busy maybe month here,
I think so too.
and maybe into October. November's typically a little
Yeah.
slower, although 2 Novembers ago were crazy. So,
Yeah.
you know, who knows? But it's there's a lot of confidence
I agree.
in the Canmore market,
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I think that wraps up kind of our analysis here. If you guys have any questions, make sure you reach out to us directly. We're more than happy to help and sit down with you guys, whether that's via phone or in person. And like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us grow and get this to people who can benefit from it, like we say every single time. So our information will be down below, and we look forward to connecting with you, and we'll see you next month for another update.
See you next time.